Thanks for the support as a channel member, James Maples. It's great being near the top of the league, isn't it? We actually might do it this time. We're selling out the ground week in, week. We probably need to look into expanding the ground now. Yeah, because if we do go up, I don't think the home of football is big enough. And we really don't want to have to go to Milton Keynes. No, no one does. Hello and welcome to part 78 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Championship. We're away against Burnley and at home against Crewe. Since you were last with me, we had a little bit of a wobble against the two best teams in the division, Fulham and West Ham. But since then, we're 4 games unbeaten again. 3 of them are victories, and this is what the Championship table looks like. 16 games gone. West Ham are top of the league. We're 1 point behind them in second place. And then Fulham 2 points behind us. Stoke, Bristol City, Blackburn, Reading, they're all in the mix, but we are in that mix too, and that is important. We need to go up this time, and it's exciting to see that we've sold out our last 2 home games as well, which we haven't really ever done consistently before, but we've now done it quite a few times this season. So I think regardless of what league we're in next year, we probably need to be looking to expand the stadium. I don't think we're going to be able to do it now. Stadium, expand the stadium. Let's see what Mrs Wearmouth has got to say about that. She's going to get back to me shortly. Are we going to find out before kickoff? Probably not. We'll play the first game, then we'll see what Mrs Wearmouth thinks about expanding the stadium. This is the team for the game, and I'm wondering why we've got Hodgkinson up front rather than Renan. I'm wondering what Paskev is up to. Barr's injured, McCartan's injured, Ali Basic's injured. I'm not against it. It's just not what we've been doing recently, but I'll go with it. Williams in goal, a back four of Francis, Hall, Lay and Bruton. Why is Hall at centre-back? Harrison Davies has picked up a little bit of a knock. To be fair, Shea Charles, Eli Campbell, I'm phasing both of those 2 out. I'm not against playing Hall there. Hall can play centre-back for us today, that's fine. Akani and Curry in midfield, and then Renan, Roberts and Hughes supporting Hodgkinson up front. Renan has been playing up front for the last few games and has been in the goals. But it looks like Paskev has decided in his wisdom that it's time for Micah Hamilton to drop out of the side again, get Akani back in, and shuffle everyone else around, get Hodgkinson up front. Like I say, I'm not against it. And I'm still not entirely sure what my best 11 is at the moment, which is an odd thing to say when we're second in the league, but we've done a lot of rotation this year. We've spent some time with Renan up front. We've spent some time with Hodgkinson up front. Mackenzie Fulton started a couple of games up front. He scored against West Ham, in fact. So we've got plenty of options and lots of players who can play in lots of different positions, which is why it's difficult to know exactly what my best team is when Hodgkinson could just as easily be playing central midfield, attacking midfield, up front. Renan could be up front or on the wing. Hall's playing centre-back today, for goodness sake. Hughes on the right-hand side. He can play right-back. Plays it across to Renan. Renan has got acres of space to cut in off this left-hand side. He drills it from the edge of the area. What a goal from Renan. It's a 10th of the season for him. And we're finally starting to get what we thought we were going to get when we signed someone with a Brazilian name, even if he is Northern Irish. Hughes with a lovely cross-field pass. Renan takes 1 touch, 2 touch, goes round his man, and bang. Double-figure goals for him, and it's an absolute beauty. That's why you play Renan on the left-hand side, because he has the time and the space to do that. Pastkev's a genius. He is a handsome genius, that Pastkev. Akani plays it forward to Hughes, who's looking to release. I thought it was Renan again, but it's actually Hodgkinson he was aiming for. Didn't get anywhere near either of them, so he can write his own narrative about who he was actually aiming for. It was just a poor pass. Burnley running through here, but the shot and eventually is a tame one into the hands of Alex Williams. And as it stands right now, we're top of the league, which hasn't been the case for a little while. It's very nice to see. Curry with the in-swinging corner. Lay can't get to it. And now Burnley have got a counter-attack on again, and we've got men chasing back. I think that's Connor Roberts chasing back, and with the sliding tackle, that's beautiful defensive work from Connor Roberts, who really is becoming one of our key players this season. Renan, ball over the top, looking for the run of Hodgkinson, who doesn't get there, but Hughes is following up, and Hughes is charging into the penalty area. He's got Hodgkinson as an option, but he's just waited to get kicked. Get kicked, he did, and this should be Alec Lay with an opportunity to double our advantage. Is that Lay? He looks like a big lad. I think it is Lay. It is Alec Lay from the penalty spot. It's 2-0, and it's all going to plan again, boys and girls. A 5th goal of the season for Alec Lay. I would suggest almost all of them are penalties. He does strike a mean penalty, but 2-0 up. Lovely stuff. And what's going on in the West Ham game? West Ham are drawing 0-0 away against nobody at all, apparently, an invisible team. So we don't actually know what's going on with West Ham at all. I can see that Posh have just conceded a goal against Bristol City, though, because that appeared at the bottom of the screen. And Posh were another team who were supposed to be in the promotion push at the start of the season. What a pass from Renan. Hodgkinson owes him a finish there. It was a stunning through ball from Renan. Sunderland have just got a goal back against Fulham, but Fulham have immediately scored again to go back ahead in their game. But that should still keep them behind us because they started the day behind us. And Burnley have got a counter-attack on again here, and this time it's George Francis with the covering tackle. We are leaving ourselves exposed from these set pieces. We commit a lot of men forward, and Burnley look very quick and eager to counter-attack. But so far, we've got away with it with some excellent covering tackles from some of our defensive players. But I suspect if Burnley are going to get back into this game today, that's the route they're going to take to get there, because they have been a goal threat. West Ham still 0-0 away against whoever it is they're playing. The glitch won't let me see. And we've given the ball away from a set piece again. But this time it's a Carney who comes across to cover. They're taking it in turns and doing a very good job of it. The ball's played forward again. But Burnley get it back and are going to try and get a counter-attack of their own underway. Hall is going to chase back. And it's quite nice to have a quick centre-back in the team. Hall's probably not ever going to be in there as a long-term option. But it's a long time since I've seen a centre-back of ours beat an on-rushing attacker for pace. Lay, Barr, Davies, none of them can do it. Hall did it there, and it was handy. If we ever do decide to go to a back three, Hall's got a job for life, playing on the left-hand side of a back three for us, doing some covering work. But you know full well the chances of me playing a back three ever are slim to none. An hour gone, still 2-0 on the clock. Hughes is tiring, so we're going to take him off. There's a couple of players who could probably do with coming off, actually. Hughes is definitely one of them. Who have we got down on the bench who can come on for him? Plenty of options, to be fair. Who does my assistant manager think? Fulton, Hamilton, Jessup. With those options available, we're always going to go Fulton. Give Mackenzie Fulton as much game time as we possibly can. Usually I'd look to bring him on up front. But if he's going to play out wide today, he'll play out wide today. That's fine by me. And we're going to bring Shay Charles on to play at right back, as Brewerton is also tiring. Connor Roberts is now also tired, so we can bring Blamplate on for him in a second. That can be Roberts' last contribution. Roberts off, Blamplate on as the attacking midfielder, and we hopefully see this game out. Ball forward again. This time Francis is there to head forward to Roberts, into Renan, now Curry. Curry is trying to work it through to somebody. I thought he was actually going to go out wide to Francis, but gives it to Renan in the end. Renan gets another opportunity. He plays it back to Francis for the cross, but Burnley deal with it relatively comfortably, and they're now going to try and counter-attack against Shay Charles, which is probably a pretty sensible way to go about doing things, because he's not exactly a right back, and he's right back is still a problem area for us. And Shay Charles probably isn't the solution to that problem. You can't really blame him for what's happened there, but at the same time, he didn't look particularly terrifying as a defender for you to run against, did he? Hall is taking the throw because normally he'd play left back. That is going to leave us a little bit exposed at the back, and we have been caught. And you lot are going to ruin me in the comments for this, because I've told you that if we let them back in, it's going to be from counter-attacks from set pieces. I've seen it, and I've done literally nothing to stop it from happening. We got away with it a little bit there, and now we're just going to try and ride our luck for the final 10 minutes of the game. I'm still not going to change it. If I wasn't going to change it before, I'm certainly not going to change it now. Curry playing it forward to Hodgkinson, who flicks it on, forgetting that he's the most advanced player, and didn't chase his own flick on. Francis now again. Francis playing it forward to Hodgkinson. Back to goal, finds Nathan Curry, and now Renan with space. Cuts inside the way he does time and time again and forces the save out of the Burnley goalkeeper. We've got a corner, and I would really like us to make the most of it and not give way to another counter-attack here. Nathan Curry floats into that near post where Hall is lurking. Nathan Hall, I think, is only about 5'10". He's not called Nathan Hall, he's Andy Hall. It's Nathan Curry. But Andy Hall, probably not big enough to be forward from the set pieces of where he is and the way he is, and that might be part of the problem today. We've got him playing in the Harrison Davies role, And because of that, he's not winning any of these set pieces, which is why we've got so many of them coming straight back at us rather than us being a goal threat from them. Cartwright, for them, I don't know why I said his name. I don't know who he is. I just read it off the screen and thought, well, words, Kev, read. Show him you can read. There you go. Now you know. We did manage to hold on. That is called, boys and girls, riding your luck. And sometimes when everything's going well for you, you get to do that. This was one of those times. Sweeping changes for the Crewe game then. We're all about rotation this year. Harrison Davies comes back into the side to partner Lay. Nathan Curry drops back to right back. Kieran Hodgkinson now joining Akani in midfield. Hamilton comes back in on the left-hand side and Renan moves back up to his role as centre forward where he'd been playing in the run-up to that last game, and he's a bit special. Keep an eye on him. Renan as a striker. I know he's been here 4 years and some of you have been telling me to play him up front for that entire 4 years, but I figured it out all by myself. I didn't need any help and he's really good. We're losing after less than a minute. And the assist is by a fella called Marvin. He doesn't have any other name. He's just called Marvin. What a name. I want Marvin. This wasn't part of the plan to go 1-0 down here. Well, okay, we've got plenty of time to get back into the game. Crewe down in the bottom half of the league. This was the game today that should have been an easy gimme. The previous game was the difficult one against a playoff hopeful. So fingers crossed they're not about to add a second, because this wouldn't bode well for Harrison Davies and Micah Hamilton if they come back into the team and it all goes wrong. Hamilton is charging through though, and that is a wonder goal. For those of you saying Micah Hamilton's finished, that's very much a case of the hold my beer meme, because he's taken that from his own half on the counter-attack. I mean, on the edge of his own area. And I know he's not been challenged very much, but it's because he's moving the ball with such pace and such directness. And then the finish is so good. It's a 4th goal of the season for him. He's already got more goals this year than he did last year. Every year previously, he'd been between 10 and 15 goals. I think he just had an off year. He's still only 24, 25 years old, and he definitely seems back. Renan playing it to Akani. Roberts slotting it into Hamilton, who's in again. Micah Hamilton with his 5th for the season. There's still less than 10 minutes on the clock and we're ahead in the game. And like I said, Micah Hamilton, don't write him off, boys and girls. He's back. And I don't know what it was about last season. It must have just been a dynamics, motivation, morale thing, because there were so many examples of players like Hamilton who'd been world beaters previously, but for whatever reason last year just weren't up to it. Harrison Davies has just scored as well. 12 minutes gone, it's 3-1. The worst thing Crewe ever did was scoring past us after less than a minute, because it just annoyed us. 12 minutes gone, we're 3-1 up, and this should be it for this afternoon now. Job done already. We just don't mess up from here, and it puts us back to the top of the Championship again. West Ham have missed a penalty away against Cardiff, so we need to keep an eye on what they're up to. That guy Marvin again taking the free kick, but this time Alex Williams comes to collect it before the Crewe player gets anywhere near it, and that's some beautiful distribution onto the toe of Micah Hamilton. Charges past his man again, plays it into Renan. It's 4. Hamilton massively involved again, and it's 11th goal of the season for Renan. We talked about this, how we didn't massively change the squad this summer and decided to show faith in the players that we had. We knew they were good. We knew they were young. We knew they were going to get better. There you have it. The only player in this 11 who wasn't here last year is George Francis at left back. I don't think bringing in a new left back has revolutionised the team. I mean, he's a very good left back, don't get me wrong, but this is by and large the same team as last year, but they look like different players. Curry now playing at right back, where he plays more often than not now. He's had the number 2 shirt since he first came through the youth team, and he now finally plays at right back. The auto pick squad thing, squad number auto picker, was right all along. It told me where to play him years ago, and I ignored it for 8 seasons. Hamilton now looking for his hat trick, but instead squares it across to Hughes, whose opportunity is spoiled by the Crewe defender lunging in with the blocking tackle. Corner comes in looking for Davis, but ends up being cleared as far as Connor Roberts. And now Nathan Curry plays it back to Akani, who shoots from range, but the Crewe goalkeeper is equal to it. It remains 4-1. And I'd like to end the episode top of the league if we can, please. So if West Ham can avoid winning their game, that'd be lovely. Fulham have just gone ahead in theirs, so it's 3-2 to Fulham away against Reading. West Ham must still be drawing because they're still below us in the league. So yeah, let's just have full-time whistles now, please. That would do very nicely. Into the second half, 4-1 up. Crewe have made a double substitution at half-time as they try and find a way back into this game. They're going to want to start this second half as brightly as they started the first half. And fingers crossed this time round, we're going to have none of it. Although it's a ball over the top of the over the top again. And they are in again. But this time can't challenge Alex Williams. And it just goes behind for a goal kick. I'm looking for West Ham again. West Ham still 0-0 away against Cardiff. Cardiff are down in 15th place. This is going to be some serious drop points for West Ham if they don't find a way back into that game. Kieran Hodgkinson looks like he needs to come off, so we can deal with that. We've got Blamplate, but actually we're going to bring on Camilleri because he just fits into this midfield role a little better. We can play him as the ball-winning midfielder, release Akani as the playmaker, and we're also going to take off Francis, bring on Hall at left back. That will do for now. Who else have we got on the bench so we can make our final change? Blamplate and Fulton. One of those two will come on. We want to get one of the youngsters on. In fact, we probably want to give them 15 minutes so it counts towards their development. I think they need 15 minutes. So we'll take off Roberts, bring on Blamplate. He can come in there in that attacking midfield role again and hopefully conjure something up for us. Although there's an opportunity for Crewe here, and that is a very solid piece of counter-attacking. We've left huge gaps when we've gone forward for set pieces again. This might be something I need to have a little bit of a look at because this is 2 matches in a row now where it's been a little bit of a problem. Andy Hall's been turned very slowly there. We've taken a long time to get any kind of shape back from the attack, but we can't be conceding goals the way we are. Fulham are now 5-3 up away against Reading. We're still top of the league though, so it must still be 0-0 in the West Ham game. Hamilton plays it forward to Renan. Renan is going to try and find Hamilton. I think we want Hamilton to get his hat-trick to shut up the doubters. Camilleri, lots of time to pick his man. Hughes plays it over to Hall. There is Hamilton, who's been clattered by the Crewe defender, but somehow that's not a free kick, apparently. And now Crewe have got a counter-attack on again. It's Davies who's been turned very slowly again, and it's 4-3. And if we're not careful, these counter-attacks, they're ruining us. We need to have a little look at our set-piece instructions, I think, before the next match and just stop committing as many men forward or maybe get some quicker defenders back covering, or we need a plan. Maybe Hughes needs to be back covering. He's very quick. He can defend. Maybe Hughes needs to be staying back to help cover from these set pieces. Because once again, here we've committed men forward and now we're under pressure. We're in trouble a little bit again as we try and regain our shape, which just seems to take us an absolute age to do. See, Davies, when he's in position, he can just put his foot through a ball like that, and it's lovely. Hamilton now is beating his man again. Hamilton for his hat-trick. It's the Micah Hamilton show today, boys and girls. Crewe 3, Holme 5. Hamilton does have his hat-trick, and they have been 3 very, very good goals. Once again, Hamilton picks the ball up deep, goes past his man, and just sticks it into that bottom corner. Lovely stuff. And that should be that. West Ham still drawing in their game. It's 5-4 now to Fulham. There's been some very high-scoring games at the top of the Championship today. But it should... Hamilton, I thought, had his 4th, but it's come back off the crossbar. And that should now be that. It needs to be that, because any moment I'm going to have a small child burst through my office door and tell me it's lunchtime, because it is dead on 12 o'clock as I record this, which means I need to do the quickest outro to this video I've ever done because I can hear him coming. We're top of the league. Lovely stuff. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.